Today I'm doing some tulips, and I had a little bit of a happy accident where I realized that, let me back up. Recently, I committed to drawing every day. My intention is to do an hour a day and then post it on my blog. And you can go to my blog at betsylyon.com and check out the drawings I've been doing, the daily drawings. And so I decided to do those every day just to keep me in practice. And it was inspired by another illustrator in Brooklyn. So I've been posting them. And then I've done 6 so far, so I'm just at the beginning. So I go to start my gentle pencil and do a new drawing, and I realized I was out of sketches, out of little suggestions from my own head, random, and I was gonna have to sit down and come up with some new randoms. And then almost immediately I realized, oh my goodness, I already have all these sketches that I can pull from. So that is a little efficiency, and boy, do I love efficiency. It's a little efficiency that I discovered. A little happy accident. So one day I decided to do a bunch of flowers because I have a plan, I have a master plan to do some illustrations of giant bouquets of flowers with with some animals in the sorry, a little distracted, with some animals in the foreground. So now that we're here, a little quick aside, I'm going to start doing the layering of the each piece of each petal with my shadows, just to be able to distinguish what's on top and what is underneath. And then we can get to the round parts. So anyway, as I was saying, I did one daily drawing that was all flowers. And on one of them, I did some tulips. Alright, we're just going to focus on the shadows for the layering of the petals right now. Then I'm going to go back and do the rest of the flower. And this is kind of like compartmentalizing / batch. I like to batch create, whether I'm doing a bunch of videos at the same time or whether I'm doing one aspect. It kind of allows me to not get too confused, or kind of like start over. It's like the shadows for the petals are all just one thing, like one great big flower. So yeah, so I had that little happy accident where I discovered that I could just pull from my drawings that I do every day, and that's going to save me a little bit of time and energy trying to figure out, what am I going to draw for my channel? What am I going to draw? And just help everybody just chill out, relax, live vicariously, pretend you're me, pretend these are your hands. And in the meantime, I'll be trying to remember not to go off screen, because that's, fortunately I can see what I'm doing a little bit, as opposed to before when I only had my other camera. I can actually see in the viewfinder here on my phone what's going on. So yeah, but I still lose myself and forget sometimes, so apologies. Anyway, I'm gonna do some flowers, and then the next drawing you see is gonna be a teapot, because I did teapots on one morning, one day, and I think they all turned out pretty good, and I might actually see if I can't turn them into a pattern and sell them on Spoonflower. Spoonflower is a website that I discovered a while back where you can post your own artwork, and other people can buy it. You can do it just for yourself. If you need to have something custom, you can just have them do private run. They do, I think, placemats, napkins, and wallpaper for sure, and fabric, and any kind of fabric. Like they have canvas and cotton and jersey and weaves, stuff like that. So, hey man, if it's free, why wouldn't I try it? That's kind of my MO. If it's free, I'll try it. You know, I think that's a good business model. Let everybody try it for free first, because if it's that good, people are going to pay money once they try it out. But if they don't get to try it out, they're not going to know what your product is, and they won't get to build a relationship with it. So hey, all you folks out there doing 14-day trials, you got to do a 30-day trial, because many of us can't attend to one single thing for 14 days. We go on vacation, we are working, we're busy with life, and we can't get to it for a little while, you know. And, oh, I meant to do that, but I never even got to really get into it. You got to give it more than one weekend. 30 days allows for, 30 days allows for at least 3 weekends to pick from, where you can carve out some time to really dig into your product. And I guess I'm talking mostly about software that's a little bit more complex. 14 days might be great for most people, but I've had it happen where I didn't have enough time to try out the trial, and then I couldn't get back in because my email address had already, logged that I had done it. Wow, what a crazy tangent. What was I even talking about? I was talking about happy accidents, trials. Anyway, it's all just what's it all about, Alfie? Leo? I remember the Saturday Night Live version better than the original, because I wasn't born when the original came out. Alright, it looks like we have all of the petals pretty much done. Maybe I'll do the stems next, because those are already half done. So I'm going to do the stems. Yeah. tulips it is. Done and done. Speaking of tulips, when I was a little girl, my grandfather was a florist. I may have mentioned him before. My grandfather was a florist, and he had 3 greenhouses. And every year, he would plant the starters for everybody in town. A town of 6,000-ish people, very small town. And Ticonderoga, New York. And he grew his own flowers for his bouquets. And I remember visiting once, and I didn't know it, but at the time, but my grandfather would toss all the waste in the back, in the backyard had abutted some. All right, the stems are done. Whoops. The backyard just pretty much was up against. All right, now we're gonna do each flower, yeah. So the backyard was up against some woods, and Grandpa would throw all of the flowers that he couldn't sell or that weren't growing back there, and it would provide, you know, nutrients for the forest floor. It was all organic. It's all just flowers. And I remember going back there one day, because whenever we'd go to visit, I would just immediately wander off and go exploring. So I was exploring in the backyard, and I was just checking stuff out and going behind the stone fireplace back there. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw a splash of color. So I went back there to investigate, figure out what it was, and lo and behold, there were all of these tulip bulbs that had bloomed. And I don't know if I don't think that they had bloomed when he tossed them. I think that they bloomed while they were out there. But I felt like I had found a diamond mine. I was so excited to find these beautiful, beautiful flowers that were considered sort of garbage. One man's trash is another man's treasure, and this little girl, I think I was probably 11 or 12, was so excited to find these bonus flowers. I think I've been a scavenger like that ever since. I've always loved finding really neat things and having an eagle eye for stuff like that. But yeah, so I picked the tulips. I think there were probably all of 3. I believe one was yellow. These are the things that get burned into your head, right, when you're young. I gotta turn this around. So I picked these tulips, and I was so excited. I brought them inside and put them in some water, and I was so proud of I rescued these beautiful beings, these beautiful creations that just sprang up out of life, that just sprang up out of the ground. I totally get why my grandfather loved working with plants. It's miraculous. It's still, to me, it's still miraculous that things just grow. You don't even hardly have to do nothing. Same with people. They just grow. It's a miracle. every single day. Another miracle. Yeah. Just do the edges here. I don't like leaving edges unattended. I think there should always be some kind of mass, solidity. So yeah. Found tulips. Bonus tulips. One of the first signs of spring. I live in California, but my family and my mom are in New York, and what I like to do these last bunch of years is go back for Mother's Day, try to fly back for Mother's Day weekend, so I can take Mom to the park where they have Pinksterfest, where all the tulips spring up, and so beautiful. All different colors, all different varieties. It's just such a treat for your eyeballs. Eyeball treats. I try to treat all the senses equally. So yeah, Pinksterfest. Couldn't make it this year due to the COVID that we're all having to adapt or die. Seriously, adapt or die. Oh my gosh, there are quite a few people not willing to adapt, and they're not all making it. Not all making it through. This is going to be a little bit longer than usual, I think, because I have quite a few things going on. But that's all right. I don't think you guys mind. Got to hear some stories. Random stories from a random person of life in a small town as a granddaughter to a florist whose adventures started early in life, right in my own grandpa's backyard, behind the stone oven, no, campfire, what would you call that? Where we used to do, once a year we would do clams. Get a whole bunch of clams and just have a feast, the whole family. Once a year. I guess that's pretty New England. We weren't fancy, it wasn't like it was Nantucket or something, but it was a delight. Sure was. Family. My mom and her sisters and brother were very lucky to grow up surrounded by flowers. Isn't that neat? Wouldn't that be cool? Just always having flowers on the table, or fruits and vegetables, fresh, organic. I thought they were organic for the longest time, and then Mom was like, nope, no, Grandpa put some stuff on that. I don't think it was exactly Roundup, but who knows? I don't even know that Roundup was around back in the 1950s. All right, one of us coming into the home stretch. Yeah, Grandpa had a huge, beautiful garden in the backyard and grew, he would say, we need some peppers, Elizabeth, would you go out there and get me some peppers? I need a couple tomatoes. And if there's anything else you think would be good, you just bring it back in here. I said, okay. I would take the basket. I would take the basket and I would go down there and look for the red peppers. Were my favorite. It's my favorite vegetable. I eat them like apples. It's still my favorite vegetable. I would look for the red peppers because in a sea of green they'd be like easy to find, kind of like tomatoes, you know. They'd be really easy to find. So I'd look for the red peppers. I got some beautiful red peppers. Put that in the salad. And you grew carrots and cucumbers and zucchini and no potatoes, but tomatoes, of course, and herbs. Oh, so good at herbs. I used to compete. Local competition for the best herbs, and I do think he probably won. Yep. So even though that wasn't exactly a complete drawing, it really, these are just excuses to make you some pretty pictures. So there you go, friends. Thank you for showing up.